Nick Sirianni shuts down Jalen Hurts critics. That's BS. If you've followed football talk over the past few months, you've probably heard some pretty loud debates about how important Jalen Hurts really was in the Eagles' latest Super Bowl win. Some folks say he just managed the offense, while others credit Saquon Barkley's insane 2,000-yard season and Philly's dominant defense. But Eagles head coach Nick Sirianni isn't having any of that talk. And he made it crystal clear. That's bulls. That's right. Sirianni isn't even trying to play it politically correct. He's standing tall behind his quarterback, and honestly, it's hard to blame him. Hurts gets overlooked, but why? Jalen Hurts has never really been the flashy stat monster like some other QBs in the league. In 2024, he threw for 2,903 yards, 18 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions, solid, but not eye-popping. Sure, his 14 rushing touchdowns were boosted by the infamous tush push, but people seem to forget what really matters: wins. As a starter, Hurts is 46-20 in the regular season and 6-3 in the playoffs. That's not a fluke. That's consistency. But critics still use stats as a crutch, comparing him to QBs who throw for 5,000 yards and then flame out in the playoffs. Sirianni calls out the whole debate. Nick Sirianni's had enough of the "Hurts is just a game manager" chatter. In a recent interview with NBC Sports Philadelphia, he tore into the narrative that Hurts isn't essential to the Eagles' success. "Anytime I hear that, it's cool. It's like a nice debate thing that people like to have," Sirianni said. "And I get it. There's a lot of hours that TV shows and radio stations have to fill, but we're talking about the ultimate team game here. And Hurts does whatever he needs to do to win each and every game." Facts. Hurts' leadership speaks louder than stats. One of the best parts about Jalen Hurts? He doesn't talk, he leads. Quietly. Confidently. Like when ESPN's entire panel picked the Chiefs to beat the Eagles in Super Bowl 59, Hurts didn't throw shade or fire back. He just smirked. Then he went out and cooked. He completed 17 of 22 passes for 221 yards, tossed 2 touchdowns, and walked away with Super Bowl MVP honors after a 40-22 win over Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. You think that happens with a game manager? Come on. A true team effort, but don't forget the QB. Let's be real for a second. Football isn't basketball. One player can't take over and drag a team to a title on his own. Great quarterbacks need great teammates, great coaching, and a solid front office. Sirianni gets that. You name me a team that wins consistently that doesn't have good players around them, Sirianni said. You don't win with bad players, and you don't win with a bad quarterback either. He's right. Brady had Gronk and top-tier defenses. Mahomes has Kelsey and Andy Reid. Steve Young had Jerry Rice. Winning teams are complete teams. That doesn't mean the quarterback isn't the engine. It just means football isn't played in a vacuum. The Howie Roseman factor. A big piece of Philly's success also comes from GM Howie Roseman, who's built an elite roster around Hurts. From the offensive line to the playmakers to a defense that swarms like bees, Hurts has help, and he uses it well. That's not a knock. That's what winning quarterbacks do. Remember the early 2000s Patriots? Tom Brady didn't throw for 400 yards every week back then. They won with defense and smart football. Sound familiar? Eventually, the debate shifted because Brady kept winning, and Hurts is on that kind of path. 2 Super Bowl appearances before age 27. Played great in both. 1 win, 1 loss. But both left people saying, "Okay, this guy is the real deal." Don't let simplicity fool you. Hurts isn't a stats first guy. He's a win first guy. And that's what bothers people who only look at numbers. But Sirianni and the Eagles? They're not confused. They know who their leader is, and they're not interested in noise from sports talk radio. One of the reasons I love football so much is that it takes everybody to accomplish your goals, Sirianni said. Great QBs have great receivers and defenses. That's how it's always been. Preach. So, What's the verdict? Is Jalen Hurts the best quarterback in the NFL? Maybe not. Is he one of the best winners in the league right now? Absolutely. And if you keep doubting him, he'll just keep stacking wins and handing out receipts. Because like Nick Sirianni said, it's football. Whether you love Hurts, doubt him, or are still on the fence, one thing is clear: the guy shows up, blocks out the noise, and gets it done when it counts. And that, more than anything else, is what defines a franchise QB. Let the talking heads debate all they want. Jalen Hurts is just focused on winning,